got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul.
On the plane.
So you're not sleeping this time? You're not sleeping this time?
No, I'm not sleeping this time. Because I want to see the plane go up in the sky.
You want to see the plane go up in the sky? You know the last time I was on the plane, I was sleeping before the plane take off?
Yeah. And then people are going to take it home. I got this one.
Alright, I'm going to play at the end so you can see the plane when I go up in the sky, okay? Pull it. Why do you think you have to wear a seatbelt? Why you have to wear a seatbelt?
I don't know.
I don't know. Because just in case you have any difficulty, you won't be shake up and down and fall down and all these things. Yeah? What you say?
I don't know when the plane gonna start.
Are you being impatient?
No. I don't know when
Just don't sleep, okay? We don't want part 2 and what we did last time. Don't sleep. Okay? You playing silly? Oh.
I don't know. I want to return.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Captain Raj Bali is in command of our Caribbean Airlines AGR service to Piarco International Airport in Trinidad. He has given us a flying time of 20 minutes. Please give us your full attention as we highlight some very important safety information. Thank you.
Yes, Dad.
Yeah, I'll tell you when we go on up, right? Not yet. Sit down. Because people can't take it back over you. It's kind of stoop down. Kind
Psalms 119, verse 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path.
Nature testify of God. Yay! Hi, boys and girls. We are here by a beach that is called Swallows, right? And I want to show you this incredible fruit. Many of you will know what I'm talking about, but right behind me is a tree. Can you guess what fruit I'm about to show you? Do you know what is this? If you said tamarind, you are correct. Now, here's some fun facts about tamarind.
Tamarind is a type of tropical fruit used in many dishes around the world. It even has good properties. Tamarind is a hardwood tree. It is native to Africa, but also grows in India, Pakistan, and many other tropical regions. The tree produces bean-like pods filled with seeds surrounding by a fibrous pulp. Do you like tamarind? Tamarind is good for heart disease, cancer, and even diabetes. Hope you enjoyed learning about tamarind. Bye!
Hi, boys and girls, and I'm here to let you know another character building story. Now, the name of this story is A Lesson Learned. So you have to pay very close attention in order to understand. Okay? When my brother Claude and I were little boys, we lived on the farm with our kind and loving parents, brothers and sisters. Our parents were always ready to lend their aid in our amusement, but their great desire was that we should grow up to be useful men of integrity. Now at this time, boys and girls, let your mommy or your daddy tell you what is integrity. Now, an honor to them and a help to our associates. However, we, like many boys of our age, did not always think our parents' judgment the best, which is clearly shown in the following incident. Now pay close attention, okay? My brother and I were close companions. Are you close with your siblings? And were always found in each other's company. Many a day did we spend together strolling about the farm, through the woods and up and down the little creek that ran across Father's place, watching the fish basking in the sunshine, wading in the waters hours at a time, never seeming to tire of the pleasure it affords them. However, one evening after the sun had set and was throwing its beautiful ray of red upon the sky above the western horizon, we became tired of home pleasures. You know, sometimes when you're playing, you get tired and you want to do something different. They got tired. And I proposed to my brother, who was younger than I, that we go visit a neighbor boy who was often found in our company. My brother agreed to my proposal, but we would not think of going without asking permission. Father was in the barn doing his evening chores. In high spirit, we hastened to secure his consent. But to our charging, he pleasantly remarked, "You boys are tired from your day's play and ought to retire early. As little boys, you need plenty of sleep and rest while they are growing, just as every other little boy." As we saw our chest-fallen look, he said, "You were over to visit your playmate only yesterday, and I do not think it is prudent for you to go this evening too." We had our minds made up to go and began to lay plans for this trip. We were sure if we could get in back of the barn unnoticed, we would run down the lane and through the fields without being seen. Do you think this was a good idea?
No, it
Going
was.
somewhere where you know your parents did not give you permission to go? It says, no sooner were plans made than we proceeded to carry them into effect. But to our surprise and disappointment, Father was back of the barn when we reached there. What to do, we did not know. However, we retreated around the barn and began to lay other plans to escape. We arranged to go back of the house and into the road, but it so happened that Mother was out working in her flower garden. So we were again cut off from our way of escape. There was only one other way. That was to go out back of the corn crib and down through the orchard. But in order to do this, we had to go over a hedge fence or around it, which would again bring us into view from the barn. So the only option was to go over the fence. Once behind the corn crib, we felt sure that we could succeed in getting away. We looked out around the corner and the shed to be sure no one was watching us. Then started across the orchard as fast as we could run. Claude decided to risk being seen by going around the hedge, as I had jumped the fence, but I have agreed to jump the fence. I thought I could easily make my way to the road by much a shorter route. You know, sometimes shortcut is not always the best way. Just say. So, in attempting to jump the fence, my foot slipped and I came down with both feet in the middle of the thorny thickets. Being barefoot, my feet were cut and scraped terribly. Besides, a number of thorns had broken off in my feet. My brother came to my aid and we removed as many of the thorns as possible, but there were several we could not find. They having been broken off in my flesh. However, we continued our journey with little pleasure for me. My feet began to swell and to hurt me from the thorns that were left in them. My brother and our little playmate tried to comfort me, but all attempts were in vain. I tried to engage in different games with them, but my feet hurt so badly that I could not scarcely stand. But I could scarcely stand. As I was suffering so much, we decided to go home. Every step I took seemed like needles pricking to my bones. At last we reached home and found that the rest of the family had retired. The next thing was to wash our feet and to get into our beds without awakening the other members of the family. We knew that if we went through the house, we should be heard. So we decided to climb upon the roof of the cellar and enter our bedrooms through the window. The act was accomplished and soon we were in bed. My brother immediately went to sleep, but the pain from my wounds kept me awake. I wrestled with the pain for some time, but at last it came so intense that I could not keep myself from crying. Father, 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 hearing my cries, came to see what was the trouble. Our disobedience was revealed. He bathed my feet in warm water, bandaged them, and then sat down beside me while with tears I told him the entire story. When I had finished speaking, he laid his hand upon my forehead and said, "My boy, I hope you have learned a lesson, and I think you have received punishment sufficient for the deed. But allow me to impress this only thing upon your mind. Always be a man of integrity. Never do anything that you would be ashamed to do before your father or your mother. Often, since I have recalled the scene of that kind words of my father, this one lesson I learned. If we conquer the temptation to do wrong, calling the strength of God to aid us in our struggle with the enemy, we shall grow stronger and more vigilant with every battle and less liable to fall again into temptation. The famous quote of John Wesley, he says, "Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can."
Let everything die, praise the Lord. Into my heart, into my heart, our Jesus. I'm meant to die, I'm meant to stay, come into my heart, my Jesus.
Out of my heart.
In my heart, out in my heart, shine into my heart, Lord Jesus. Shine out today, shine out on me, shine out of my heart, Lord Jesus.
We are reading Nehemiah chapter 2 from verse 13. And I went out by night by the gate of the valley, even before the dragon well, and to the dung pot, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, which were broken down, and the gates thereof were consumed with fire. Then I went on to the gate of the fountain, and to the king's pool, but there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. Then went I up in the night by the brook, and viewed the wall, and turned back, and entered by the gate of the valley, and so returned. And the rulers knew not whither I went, or what I did, neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. Then said I unto them, Ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Come, and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. Then I told them of the hand of my God, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, Let us rise up and build. So they strengthened thine hands for this good work. But when Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servants, the Amorites, and Geshem, the Arabian, heard it, they laughed us to scorn, and despised us, and said, What is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king? Then answered I them, and said unto them, The God of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we, his servants, will arise and build. But ye have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. Stay tuned for chapter 3 of Nehemiah.
I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul.